All right, this is the Psychotic Strength Podcast. This is Tyler Toby Townsend, and I'm here with
Tyler Pitt.
Tyler Pitt.
Competitive powerlifter.
Competitive powerlifter. Dude, I did not know your first name was Tyler for fucking ever. Did you know that?
I didn't know your name for like the first year.
Yeah.
We were at the gym. We just never talked.
It's okay. It works. I mean, we would like see each other in passing constantly, but
Yeah. I'm pretty reserved. You kind of have to start the conversation with me
yeah.
to get much out of me.
Well, it worked. I mean, you're a cool dude so far, so
Thank you.
yeah. We'll start with the gym updates. Mine is going okay. I talked about it last time, but I'm on a weight loss journey. So I've lost like about 30-ish pounds so far in the past like 4 months.
Nice. What are you weighing now?
I'm around 280, 283, somewhere in there. So I went from 320. So I'm like trying to get...
That's big.
Yeah, I'm trying to get way down there, but I haven't weighed myself. I should weigh myself. I was supposed to weigh myself this weekend, actually. I forgot. So I think I'm around 30 pounds. It might be a little more than that, but we'll see. It might be a little more, a little less. I'm not good with numbers.
Yeah, how you been going about creating a caloric deficit? Like you tracking your calories or just doing more steps? Or...
Calories, I cut out gluten and dairy, and so it's really had to make me... The substitution's insane. I eat a lot of pasta. I'm Italian, right? So, like, spaghetti squash, man, it's actually fantastic. It holds sauce well. It's good for you, and I can eat a ton of it. It's really just been my diet that I've been focusing on more. I don't change much about the way I lift. I'm lifting a little more bodybuilding. I'm working a little harder on my upper half than I'm lower.
One mistake people make when creating a deficit, I've noticed, is they just try to increase their energy expenditure, and that's just not a very sustainable thing. So it's good that you looked at the dietary aspect of it instead of just being like, oh, I'm just going to do like hour and a half of cardio every day.
Right.
Because then fatigue gets super high and just like you can't sustain it, especially with heavy lifting and stuff.
Well, it's the same thing I tell all my clients when they ask me about diet. And I'm like, let's start with just make sure everything's homemade.
Yeah.
As long as you're at home, like, then we'll start getting into what macros and micros you're missing or what we need to be doing here and figuring all that other shit out. But I need something sustainable that you'll actually be consistent at.
Of course.
And then we'll work into, like, getting more complicated with shit. Because I can't throw somebody on, like an extreme powerlifter program and then just expect them to thrive when they've never even went to the gym.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it gets intense.
Yeah,
but
people try to jump into the deep end. I remember my dad was talking about wanting to get a workout, and he's like, everything I want to do is going to take me like 2 hours. And I'm like, you could just do like 1 or 2 sets per exercise.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be more consistent with it and be able to build the habit better. Because I know damn well you ain't doing 2 hours every day.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I was doing like 2 hours-ish, but that was because you start getting real heavy, and you gotta work your way up to even before you're starting your percentages.
Yeah.
Like I can't just throw 400, 500 pounds on a fucking bar, which is my starting set, right, for the like heavy week or whatever.
Yeah.
I have to go like 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I'll work my way all the way up.
You're still running 5-3-1 cycles? Or?
Yeah. That's my main one, and I keep that with. I've actually varied it with this bodybuilding set. What I'm doing is instead of like the 3 percentages, so instead of like 40, 50, 60, 60, 70, 80, right? Like working those up.
Yeah. I've done the program before. That was like the very first program I actually tried.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's so simple. You know? It's very, very, it's very effective because of its simplicity. You know, and it's really just working accessories around what you're lacking is the hard part. But I've actually done it to where I've turned it into like a 2-month block instead of the 1 month.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
Well, so I did that because the fatigue. Losing weight while trying to stay that strong, it's like fucking impossible, man. I'm losing strength with the weight I'm losing, which I get, but at the same time, it's I just don't want to. I don't want to not go anymore. You know, like I'm gonna get sick of it, and I know me too well. I have a hard time when I don't have a comp in mind.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like that's a big one for me to stay motivated. Is I need something to look forward to, like a date, a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, always. I mean, I'm always a procrastinator, but I always get everything done.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like when I have a time frame, especially like the last 90 days, I'm smashing.
Yeah.
But when it's like a year out, I'm like, fuck. I don't know. It's hard for me to stay consistent.
Yeah, that's my problem. I'm getting to the point where I've been peaking too often, and it's kind of led to a bit of a plateau.
Yeah.
Because I've done like 13 meets in the last 3.5 years.
Jeez.
I was competing like every 3 months nonstop.
Jeez, that's a lot.
I know, it was ridiculous. But now I'm getting to the point, like my strength level, not that I'm like super, super strong, but I'm getting to the point where that ain't going to work anymore. I need to spend more time doing volume and like fixing weaknesses and stuff.
Yeah, strategically planning your events and
yeah. So I'm probably gonna.
I did that the first 2, maybe 3 years I was doing strongman. I was doing one like every 3. The first year I did like 6 in a year.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was stupid. It was like every other month. Yeah, dude, I was wrecked. One time I did 2 in a 2-week stance. So I did one, I had a week off, and then I did another one. So I didn't even go to the gym in between them. I just went to those meets, and I was fucking
That's
wrecked.
crazy. I still feel beat up from the powerlifting meet I did like 10 days ago.
Yeah.
Or 12 days ago, whatever.
Yeah,
So.
it was pretty intense. So with that coach I had, Jeff Pearson, he was more about just like, it doesn't really matter, because it was like my first year. He's like, you're not going to win. And that's not what we need to focus on. We need to focus on learning how to compete.
Yeah.
And
getting
so
experience.
Once I started, the strength came, I already knew how to compete, and then I started fucking winning all the time. And it was just, or at least second, third place.
Yeah.
Just out of just understanding how competition works. It was fucking cool, man. I enjoyed it. But yeah, so okay, gym update for you.
Yeah.
What's that look like for you on a weekly basis?
You want to break down to the programming kind of structure?
Well, we can get to that. I mean, like, how consistent are you, and like, what program do you use mostly?
So, consistency. I haven't missed a single workout since I started powerlifting.
Jeez.
It's been almost 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. The only way I wouldn't show up is if I was dead or just completely incapacitated.
Okay.
So.
And how many times a week is that?
The last meet prep, I was doing 3 days a week.
Okay.
So just SBD once a week, 1 day deadlift, 1 day bench, 1 day squat.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to be switching to 2 bench days. So 4 days a week is what that's going to look like. Yeah.
Yeah, people don't understand. I mean, I was actually having this conversation this morning in the gym. I had a client, Jake was there, and we were all conversating, and we were talking about rest days being extremely important.
Yeah.
And there's a couple 20-year-olds in the gym that are just fucking themselves up 7 days a week. Like, they just don't get it.
Yeah.
And they're like, why am I not? One of them was like a bodybuilder, right? And it's just, I'm like, he's so small still. Like, it doesn't make any sense how hard he pushes himself in the gym. It's too much.
Yeah. I want to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah.
That was my big epiphany.
Yeah.
Was I can get an advantage over most people by putting more emphasis on the recovery aspect.
Yeah.
Like what I'm doing outside of my gym. Like when I started tracking my macros, keeping my steps low on rest days and stuff like that, not overshooting, sticking to the plan, deloading when I'm supposed to. When I switched to a low frequency and put more emphasis on my recovery, I added like 100 pounds to my squat and deadlift in like 8 months.
Wow.
It was like, I went from like 4 to 500, just like boom. Yeah. And my deadlift 5 to 600 in the same time frame. And now it's kind of plateaued a little bit, which is like expected.
Yeah.
You know, everyone kind of, once you get close to your limit,
yeah,
it just slows down a little bit.
Have you ever done deep water?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh man.
What is it?
If you're hitting a plateau and it's been hard to get through, there's a month program. It's called Deep Water, and it's fucking vicious. And so what it is all you're doing is I do 4 main, right? I squat, bench, deadlift, and overhead press.
Yeah.
Because I do strongman. But if you just do the 3, you're going in just for that thing, and you're hitting 100 reps, right? So you go at about something that you can hit 100 reps at, that you can probably do about 10 sets of 10, right? So week 1 is just hit the 100 reps. Doesn't really matter how long it takes you. Just do them all. And you do that for each of the main lifts. Next week, you have 3 minutes in between each set to like recover. And then you got to keep going. Week 2 is 2 minutes in between each set. And then week 4, which is your last week, you have to do them in as little sets as possible to be able to complete it. So you're like trying to hit sets of 25, right? Like trying to bang your way through these 100 pounds. The hardest part is you're an experienced lifter. You can probably do it correctly. A lot of people have a really hard time with the weight because when you start week 1, you cannot change the weight ever, right? So a lot of people, if they don't know what a good weight for that would be, they'll go way too heavy and they still have to complete it, right? Or they'll go way too light. Actually, experienced lifters usually go on the lighter end and then end up not getting what they should be. But you should be around like 60, 70%, right in there of your max, right? And so that way, I did it, and it just like, it was a month break from my normal monotonous programming, and then it just, everything went up because my body just got used to that fatigue that just, it sucked.
Yeah, it's fun. So I'm pretty sure I've identified what my issue's been.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's peaking too often. Because during a peaking block, your volume, so peaking, you obviously know this, people that don't know it, the main point is you're trying to reduce volume to bring fatigue down.
Yeah.
But you're not really getting much stronger or bigger. Right. And I was doing a peaking block basically every 3rd month. So I do that a few times a year. I just lost a few months of actually getting stronger. Yeah. So the game plan now is to spend the next 6 months to a year just focusing on volume. Wow. You know, mostly 4 to 8 rep range. And in doing that, I'm positive I'm going to break through.
Yeah.
And I really came to that realization listening to Colton Engelbrecht. You know him? He has the all-time record for powerlifting, 1,200 kilo total.
Oh, wow.
But he was saying that was the mistake he was making too. And then he just spent a year doing nothing but
volume.
Volume, 4 to 8 rep range, not doing any singles, doubles, and now he's deadlifting 500 kg and shit. So he just blew up. So
that's crazy, man. Yeah, I mean, and that too, that rep range. I was just watching a video, and rep ranges are one of the most controversial things ever. What are you trying to do, right? Bodybuilding, powerlifting, strongman. Yeah. Your rep range, if you want strength, is usually in the lower end, right? Because you're saying, I'm going for volume 4 to 8. When you talk to a bodybuilder, that's not volume, right?
Yeah,
that's they're looking for 15 reps minimum, and it's definitely strange because if you go over that 8, you are getting into the point of is this still strength work? And at least in my opinion, you start hitting. I hit sets of 10, but only for accessories only. I really don't go over 5.
Yeah, a couple main adaptations we're looking for. The main one, most important one, is hypertrophy.
Yeah.
Whether you're a strength athlete or whatever, you need more muscle mass.
Yeah.
And you're not building shit for muscle if you're just doing a bunch of heavy singles and doubles.
Right.
So, and then of course, motor unit recruitment, your nervous system, you do need to touch some heavier weights to get all that firing.
Yeah.
And just the confidence to feel a weight that feels like it's going to fucking kill you.
Right.
You need to experience that before you do a meet.
Yeah.
But the main adaptation is hypertrophy. And I haven't been spending enough time on that. So that's what I do. I just need to get more jacked, dude.
Just more jacked? Yeah, that's always the right answer, dude. So that was the thing, too, with this weight loss thing. I told my girl, I was like, I'm just going to get super hot once. We're going to take a fucking picture and call it good, dude. Because I've been doing strongman for 15 years. And I just don't give a shit what it looks like. I want power.
Yeah.
So it's definitely my biceps are different sizes, right? Everything is uneven, but it's extremely specific.
Yeah.
All my whole body is made for picking up heavy, awkward loads. And that's also the difference between strongman and powerlifting, right? Where you're very extreme specific, where you're picking up heavy loads in the same direction every time, right? Whereas I got to figure out how to pick up a fridge, somehow get my hands around it, and still pick it up and walk with it. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, strongman's definitely more functional, I think, just for life.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to move well in a lot of different positions.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, but I really enjoy it. And what I noticed is core, man. My fucking core is crazy.
Oh, I bet.
And I just, all my clients, they get so pissed when they first start working with me. I'm like, okay, 3 sets of 10 of 3 different core workouts every morning. Every day. And they especially when you're first starting, core fucking sucks for anybody.
Yeah.
But when you're first I need your core big. Because you want to get strong, you want a heavy load on your back, and you got no core, you're going to fold in half, dude. That's not going to work.
Yeah, what are the main go-to exercises you give people for their core?
So, I have probably about like 15 to 20 that I kind of, because it's 3 sets of 3 different exercises, right, every day, which is usually a 4-day week. So my favorites are the ab wheel.
Yeah.
Is fucking amazing. GHD, but controlled. None of this fucking throwing yourself back and forth, right?
Do you do that weighted or just body weight?
So it also, I have 4 different levels of all these workouts, right? So like let's say the ab wheel for instance, they're gonna start barely being able to move this thing past their head, right? That's like step 1. When they get to step 2, which is getting their face almost to the ground, we can start working on elongating their legs as well. So they're getting a full body extension instead of just going down close. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and then, because the ab wheel is technically supposed to be done from your toes, right? So, like, that's level 4 of one workout, right? So, where I have different platforms, there's also, like, leg lifts. Eventually, I want you to be able to do a dragonfly.
Hanging from a bar?
No, so, like, laying leg
lifts,
yeah.
Right?
So, we start with them just lifting their legs up to as high as they can, try and touch the bar behind them. Then now we're lifting the body up, and it's a tilt and
okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Then we're doing dragonflies, which is full body hold all the way up and down, and it's there's a few that are kind of my favorites, but I like hitting each piece of it. You know, I like cable turns. You know, where you hold the cable and you're turning out. I love those things too because it's hitting fucking the sides of here.
Don't some people call that? Wait, no, I'm thinking of something else. Thinking of a pal-off press. Is that what it's called?
I don't know, man.
It's something similar. You hold the cable, you rotate, and then you like do that.
Oh yeah, there's no press in it.
The core exercise, yeah.
Well, there's so many different ones, so many different variations. It's crazy, man.
And maybe you could give me a couple ideas.
Some core.
I've never done core once this whole time.
What?
Never.
Yeah.
It's just been the barbell and, I'll do like some bodybuilding accessories.
Yeah.
Some pull downs, rows, machine press, stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I'm like almost 280-ish, right? And when I'm standing, at least in the good light of hardcore, right, I can see my abs through my fat ass. It's intense because my core is crazy. I have a story of breaking some dude's hand on my core. It was an accident, and it's a long story and it's sexual and disgusting. But so don't sleep with your clients' wives. It's kind of so it's a long story, but anyways, I deserved all of it, and I didn't know I told him to punch me in the face if we're skipping the whole story and getting to the base. I told him I deserved it, so go ahead and punch me in the face. He did, and then he came back in with a hook right to the body. Well, I wasn't expecting that, so I flexed on accident, right? Because I was trying to take these to kind of my bad, right? But he crushed his whole fucking hand on my core, and ended up breaking.
I could never let someone get a free punch on me.
Well, I
just don't have it in me.
He walked in on some not goodness. I promise. Yeah. We were both naked and covered in all sorts of liquids, man. It was horrible. But that was definitely better than being shot as well.
For sure.
That's where we were at.
Yeah.
Like that's where we were at. I was like, hey, we're both dads here. We're both feel a lot like, how about hit me? Right? So I was like, okay. Yeah. But I didn't see the other one coming, and he ended up breaking his hand. And oops. But not oops. I also kickboxed for fucking years. So my core is pretty hard from that.
Yeah. I did boxing for a couple years before I did powerlifting.
Yeah.
And I don't miss getting punched in the head. I'm cool.
I enjoyed it.
I'm glad I learned the skills.
Yeah.
It definitely, it's nice to be able to walk around and know, more than likely,
you're gonna be okay.
I can defend. I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But getting punched in the head, sparring every week, going home with a headache, not good.
Yeah, I mean, it has its pros and cons for sure. But I love that feeling too, where I walk around and most people are like, if they were to get in a fight, they're gonna start swinging and shit. Like, I know I can dodge 3. And you're winded, now I can do whatever I want to you. And it's usually a gut punch, and I'm going to be like, are you done? You know what I mean? Like, if I got to start kicking, that's probably because this dude knows what the fuck he's doing. Like I try not to kick very much because I played soccer for like
I would
15
only
years,
calf
dude.
kick in the street competition. Something low risk that you're probably not going to slip because you fall on the concrete.
Well, I'm usually
Especially if there's other people.
going for thighs.
Thighs, yeah, that's more like Muay Thai.
You can't fucking walk on those ones, but
Yeah, calf kicks are like the thing that's taken over MMA.
it really is.
Dude,
It's becoming such. And have you seen the heel kicks that are happening now? So they're going and they're slightly missing the thigh and coming back with their heel. Just boom.
I think I might have seen that a couple times.
That's a fucking Charlie horse and a half, dude. Like, it's way worse because it's also hitting the part that they're not blocking, right? Because they're flexing in to take that, and then it's fucking popping them on the outside. They're like, shit.
Yeah, I'd be susceptible to leg kicks because I'm like super boxing heavy front leg.
Yeah.
So I can like slip to my left, throw hooks and stuff.
That's why I like kickboxing a lot because it was very. I'm just too big to do jits. I just can't. Like I'm too big to be picking me up and you up over and over again. I wrestled, so I want to slam somebody into the ground. The problem is, when I was a kid and when I was in like high school, I found out what jits was, right? By tackling someone, and I was like, that was the easiest takedown I've ever done in my life. Why? And now I'm in a triangle choke because the guy wanted to be on his back. He wanted me on top of him, so now I just don't fuck with it anymore, dude.
I took a few jiu-jitsu classes, and I was like, nah, I don't like this.
I'm just not a fan. I can see it protecting yourself, for sure.
Yeah.
But
it's definitely a viable martial art, but I just don't like hugging on another person. They're getting their sweat on me and stuff.
Well, I also feel like it's also silly if you're not... Jits should be more violent than it actually is. And the reason I say that is because if you're in a real life situation, kickboxing and boxing, the difference is you got gloves or you don't got gloves, right? You're still swinging and hitting people. That's normal. In jits, if I were to do jits in a real life situation, you better be ready to actually snap this dude's arm, not waiting for him to tap, right? You want to choke this dude out till he falls asleep so you can get the fuck off him and get out of here.
Yeah.
But most of these people are so used to like barely putting pressure and just enough. Where, like, that whole arm, you could just snap that fucker right off if you are doing it right. And I don't know, it makes me, it's just weird.
Yeah, I think the best self-defense is just, like, don't put yourself in sketchy situations.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, if situation doesn't feel right, trust your instinct and just get out of there.
Well, I think
even if you win, you don't want to, like, go to fucking prison.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so Washington is a mutual combat state.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the last few in the country, so... But you got to get someone to sign a waiver. So unless you got them in your truck, probably not going to happen, you know? But, I don't know, man. Have you noticed that since you've gotten bigger, though, the amount of confrontation that people are willing to get into is also a lot lower? Or have you always been kind of big?
No. So, this is funny. When I was boxing, just a few years ago, my lowest, I was like 175 pounds. I've gained like 60 pounds almost. 175 pounds.
And you're how tall?
6 foot.
Okay.
I was super lean.
Yeah.
I was so lean I had like veins on my abs.
Oh shit. Okay.
I like took it too far.
Wow.
Like, I'd do like 48-hour fasts and shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's scary.
I was weak though, but I was like mentally I was trying to like harden myself up a little bit. But I think once I gained weight and started eating more and started lifting weights and quit thinking about that, it actually made me a lot more mellow.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, I was kind of a mean motherfucker for a little while. And I didn't really like that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not a good headspace to be. I think people would probably mess with me less back then because I was like, yeah, like not...
You were trying to get
I was not a very nice person.
Yeah.
And I was like, I meant it. Like I wasn't bluffing. Now I'm like well fed and not starving myself. And I'm not worried about getting in fights with people.
Yeah. It's funny, kickboxing actually humbled the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Because I used to fight when I was a teenager a lot, right? I'd always be trying to fight people. I walked into the gym, I hit one person too hard. And they're like, okay. And just started beating the shit out of me in front of my wife. And I was like, okay, alright, hold on.
Yeah.
Like, you are a lot better at this than me. Like, I'm going to have to actually check myself. You know, I got to figure out how this works because I'm not trying to get my ass whooped. I want to learn to be as good as this guy.
Yeah. I remember the first time I sparred at the boxing gym.
Yeah.
I got my rib fractured by some Golden Gloves kid. I threw like a lazy punch and he just slipped and threw an uppercut and fucking broke my rib.
Jeez.
It hurt to breathe for like 3 weeks.
Oh,
Every time I'd inhale, that rib would be like, ugh. But I was right back in there. I let it heal up and I kept trying.
Yeah, I ended up. It was probably like 6 to 8 months, or almost a year after I had been kickboxing, and I like fighting the bigger guys. I'm a big guy, so it's not easy to find somebody that's worth sparring.
That's funny because I always had the easier time with taller people.
Yeah.
I remember there was this guy who was like 6'8", 6'7", 6'8", and I always kicked the crap out of him. And then there was this other guy who was like 165 pounds and he beat my ass.
Yeah.
I was like, what? He was just way too fast. I couldn't fucking get near him. His just footwork and his head movement.
Well,
Like,
the problem was I was the coach of strength at this gym because he has like a lifting gym on one side and a MMA gym on the other side. And so I heard about this dude coming in. His name's Big Mike, Florida Golden Gloves boxer, all this other shit. And I was like, hey, well, I want to spar with him. Well, that turned into a teenager hearing me say that and basically told Big Mike I'm talking shit.
okay.
And so I saw Big Mike and I was like, hey, man, I'd love to have a session with you, man, like a sparring session. He's like, yeah, I heard you were talking shit. I'm going to beat your fucking... Like, this dude's pissed. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but I've never not fought somebody who's down. So we did it. And I did a 1.5-minute session with this guy, and he beat my ass. Fucking kneed me in the forehead. First of all, when you're sparring, knees and elbows aren't really a thing you do. Like,
yeah,
that's fucked up.
there's certain things that are like...
So he was already winning by like a lot, very easily. He was like 6'4". His reach was fucking stupid. He's also southpaw, which I don't know how to deal with. I'm just not that well versed.
Get on the outside. Their outside lead foot. You want to turn them.
Yeah.
Is ideally kind of the strat.
Well, it's definitely not... I wasn't ready for this fight. I also hadn't been kickboxing in a while, and you lose it fast. And so this dude just kicked the shit out of me for a little bit. And then I ended up just getting mad, and I do this inside thigh kick, right? To where, like, if your leg's this way, my leg's that way, I'll just keep kicking
With
right
your lead
in here.
leg.
Yeah. So it's just quick, and you keep... But what it does is start bringing people's hands down.
Yeah.
And so I went to fake it, and I went, boom! And I just clocked this dude. And I was like, that was so stupid. Like, I hit him hard, and he was like, oh, now he's going to fuck me up even worse. And then I just got pissed and started headbutting his fists as they were coming in. It's like, if I'm not going to look like a little bitch here. And after the 1.5 minutes, like, I feel like for men, fighting is definitely, you get a little mutual respect in there. You know? I was like, okay, thanks for that, dick. You know? Like, you didn't need to knee me. But anyway, if you were losing, maybe throw a knee, whatever. But like, you were clearly soundly whooping my ass. I didn't think that was necessary. But later on, we ended up being okay. Yeah. You know, I think he's just one of those dudes.
I think it's good to experience that at least once as a person.
Well, I think every human should get their ass whooped.
Just to let you know, like, you're not as tough as you think you are.
Everyone should get their ass whooped, dude. Everybody.
Yeah. It's a good humbling experience.
Yeah. So, back to lifting, right?
Yep.
Let's get into first. I know you had neurological damage.
Oh,
right?
yes.
So let's hit that before we hit most of this. But so what happened?
So I was about 17.
Okay.
I think it was like a few days before my 17th birthday.
Okay.
I had a stroke.
Shit.
Like a really bad one. Yeah, I don't even know what happened. I was just like drinking at night with my girlfriend and her friend.
Oh.
And then apparently I started like acting all weird and like my face was like getting droopy. And they thought I was just like really drunk or something.
Yeah.
And then next morning I come to and I'm so disoriented and out of it. Like I couldn't even like realize I couldn't move the left side of my body.
Wow.
Like I couldn't even like pick up a finger. Like it wasn't like one of those minor strokes where people like keep going about their day. Like I've heard other stories from people. And they're like, oh, like I didn't really realize it till a little while later. Like I was still able to like walk around, so mine wasn't like that. Mine almost like killed me. And I remember just like army crawling with one arm to the bathroom, just like throwing up all over the place. And no one even found me for like 18 hours or something. Jeez. So I was like sitting there fucked up for a while. I'm super lucky I didn't die. And and then eventually they found me. my stepfather and his dad, who was a war veteran with one leg, they picked me up and they hauled me like a wounded soldier into the car, took me to the hospital. And yeah, I don't remember a whole lot that first few days. Like, I was seeing doubles for like a week. Like, I couldn't even like watch a movie. They put it on, but my brain was so out of whack. Like, I couldn't focus on anything.
Wow.
Talking with the slur.
Did they tell you what might have brought that on?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Other than I got a blood clot in my neck and it went up into my brain. And yeah, it got me pretty good. Now, I was in the hospital for like a good month before I was even released. I did try to do a bunch of like rehab and stuff. Yeah. And I had to be in a wheelchair for a while. And then when I got out, I was able to like walk with a cane. It's kind of embarrassing being 17 years old and you're walking around with a cane like an 80-year-old man.
Yeah.
And I had to use the cane for like 6 months afterwards.
Jeez.
It was probably, I don't know, 10 months to a year before I could even jump like an inch off the ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that even though you're saying like it was embarrassing, like you
But just having a cane, but
well,
like,
you legit had to have it because I'm
Oh,
assuming,
yeah.
especially 17 years old, the first time you don't need that cane, you're throwing that fucker away.
yeah.
So that's intense. You had to have that cane that much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
couldn't walk without it.
That's crazy, man.
There was no walking. I couldn't even like fucking go to the bathroom without assistance. I literally had to have my girlfriend at the time like fucking pull my pants up. She was super sweet though. She was there for me the whole time. She helped me shower like anything.
Wow.
It's like, yeah, that was a pretty tough time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still talk to that lady or? No.
No.
Yeah.
I saw her once a few years ago, and I took her out to dinner. Not really as a date thing, but just to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But that was the last time I saw her. I just bought her dinner.
That's cool,
Hung
man.
out with her for old time's sake.
So that's 17,
Yeah, so.
and then you went into boxing from there?
No, that boxing, that was like 2020 to 2022. And then
Damn.
2022 I had my first powerlifting meet. No, as far as like my workout history,
Yeah.
how I started, I was always kind of active, just like playing basketball, running, push-ups, skateboarding, but not really playing like official sports in school or anything. And then, I think when I was like 18, my aunt got me into like CrossFit. We went to CrossFit gym with her and started trying to do that stuff. And that was like good rehabilitation to me. That's probably why I could bounce back somewhat quickly too.
Yeah.
It's because like she got me into that and got me moving more. And yeah, so CrossFit for a couple years. I quickly realized that I don't really like cardio that much.
Yeah.
Like I don't like the Metcon stuff, like, but I like the weightlifting aspect.
Yeah.
So that turned into weightlifting, like, you know, snatch, clean, and jerk, that kind of weightlifting
Yeah.
stuff. Was never good at it, by the way. It's absolute ass, but it was fun.
Yeah.
So I did it. I did a couple weightlifting meets in my early 20s and stuff. And then I didn't lift weights for like a few years, really. And I started doing more running and boxing type stuff. And then now eventually I got into powerlifting. And this is what I like the most out of all the like fitness modalities I've tried. It's definitely the one I'm probably going to stick with for indefinitely.
Cool.
As long as my body can tolerate it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've seen old ass people doing this too. You know?
Yeah.
There's some people who really go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, we just I saw this whole. It was like a reel, but they were interviewing an anatomist, right? Like somebody who does body, right? And she was saying basically everybody, the only time your body starts shutting down is around your 70s. Other than that, if we were to keep active and keep doing what we're doing, from 30 to like 65-ish, like we would have the same ability. But most people quit.
Yeah.
Or they get injured or something happens, right? And so it was definitely interesting to understand that, like, I got like another 35 more years, you know?
Yeah. I want to compete in powerlifting till I'm like in my 40s.
You ever going to go equipped?
Nah.
Nah.
I like raw lifting.
Yeah.
And I started late, so I feel like That's another reason why I competed so much in a short amount of time. Yeah. So I felt like I was making up for lost time. Like I wish I would have started it earlier, but I just didn't really know. Because the only clips I had seen about powerlifting growing up, it was like multiply, like quarter squat, and like barely any range of motion, kind of deadlifts and stuff. And I was like, that looks kind of lame.
Yeah.
But then the sport's kind of grown over the last few years.
Oh, yeah.
It's changed a lot. And the lifter that actually inspired me to be like, I want to give this a shot, I saw John Hack lifting on Instagram. Yeah. And I saw him doing pretty much a high bar squat. Yeah. And I saw his full range of motion on all his lifts. And I was like, he's like the best dude in the world. I was like, that's badass. And he's not lifting like a fucking pussy and like with no range of motion stuff. So that was kind of my inspiration to like get started. I was like,
yeah, he was good. And then Dan Green was one of mine that I started seeing, but he was he's super into sumo.
Yeah.
Which I'm not into that. I'm into it as a extremely helpful accessory. So I'm not the guy who, first of all, I do strongman. Conventional is only allowed. Yeah. Right? Your hands have to be on the outside of your legs. Mm-hmm. People are cheating a bit and going real wide grip, sure. But your hands still got to be on the outside of your legs. But the fact people talk so much shit about sumo, I'm like, it is extremely helpful to have your legs out. Like, as long as you're not toe tipping the fucking weight, you know what I mean? And you're actually doing a sumo squat. That's so good for your lower back, your fucking glutes, everything.
I don't give anybody a hard time for pulling sumo. Like, it's within the rules. Yeah. So, there's nothing I can say. Like, they're not cheating.
Well, you have no idea how many times in strongman people are just like, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. And I'm like, no. That's not how this works. Be better. Be stronger.
Yeah. You know? How about you refine your training and work hard? That's how you get better.
Yeah. So it's hard, too, because these strongman events, like, they're so up for interpretation. And, like, writing these shows, like, I have to be extremely specific on, like, how I want to do something. Because mid-competition, if it hasn't been talked about and it adheres to the rules, I can't say shit.
How many shows do you usually hold a year?
2.
2?
Yeah. So I do the Psychotic Strength Showdown in February. And then this next year will be Labor Day weekend. And it's going to be a three-day event. It's going to be strongman, powerlifting, arm wrestling, Highland Games, Boo Hurt, and then the Timber Games.
When is that?
That one's Labor Day weekend next year, 2026.
Nice.
It's going to be insane. So we're going to go, I think we're going IPL for lifting this time. PLU is where we're going. Yeah. It's kind of the newer one around here that's blowing up, and I know a few of them, and they're great. USPA just really let me down.
Really?
With this last one. They just pulled my show, didn't even say why. Like, they didn't explain anything to me. They're like, ask Jake, and I'm like, I get that he was the meet director technically, but, like, I'm paying for all this shit. You know this is my show. Like, I'm very confused as to why you're being such dicks about it, so.
Yeah, USPA is the only powerlifting federation I've lifted in.
Yeah?
Except for, I did the IPO World Championships, but they're like an affiliate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess they're technically two different things, but they, like, work together.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why all these federations are fighting each other so much. I mean, I was talking about, there's a bunch of different federations for strongman, too. Yeah. And the big ones are, like, Pro Strongman League, the USS, which is like United States Strongman, and the Strongman Corp. Those are the big ones. And I want to talk to these leaders and just be like, hey, why don't we do like a division separate, right? Like, we'll have an amateur division, a semi-pro division, and then we'll have a pro division. Like, everybody gets their specifics, and we're all feeding it into each other. Instead of just everyone's fighting each other and talking shit about the other federation, and I'm just like, yeah, we're all here to pick up heavy shit and have a good time.
You're all the same community, whether you like it or not. Like,
yeah, it's pretty intense, but we'll see where I get with that. Yeah, so you're coaching now.
I haven't been coaching recently.
Okay.
Just haven't really had anyone.
All right.
So I'm just trying to refine my own approach.
That works, man.
But if I meet someone and they want some help, I'm down to help them for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your approach? Like, so someone comes up and talks to you, right? What's your first go-to when you talk about like maybe, because I like 531 because I can also refer them to like a Jim Wedler book and be like, read this book because this is kind of where we're going to be starting. This is what we're going to have to figure out, and then we can go from there based on what they need. But like, what's your main approach?
First,
Yeah,
I want them to develop just a better understanding of like principles,
yeah.
like what actually gets you stronger, because you can make a lot of different programming work, but understanding, like we were talking about, being on top of your recovery variables, not overshooting, listening to your body.
Yeah.
I do a lot of auto regulation, like my program, I have it planned to increase the load by 3 to 5% each week.
Yeah.
But if I come into a session and I'm warming up and I feel pain, like I have a strain, or maybe I just know that I'm not recovered,
Yeah.
and my body can't like meet the expectation I had, I adjust the load. And I tell people to do that too. Like,
Yeah.
bro, if you come in and your back's hurt and you're supposed to deadlift 500 pounds, maybe just take like 450 that day.
Yeah.
Because like you feel that way for a reason. Your body is telling you like you're not recovered yet.
Yeah.
And if you continue to push it, you're going to set that recovery debt even higher. And you do have to pay it back eventually.
Oh, yeah.
There's no running away from it.
Right.
And like when you overshoot when you're already beat, that's when you get fucked up.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to take the, like, you shouldn't overshoot. You should follow your plan and have some discipline.
Right.
But I'd much rather have someone like push it a little bit too hard, go off program when they're feeling really good, versus like, oh, I'm kind of tight and things are hurting today, but let me try to squeeze out this set anyways.
It's definitely difficult to try and teach that. You know, I mean, it took forever for me to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I could sit there and tell someone,
Yeah.
but like it's one of those things you have to go through.
Yeah.
And that's like a lot of things in life. Like someone could tell you a lesson, you know, someone has more life experience than you, but until it actually slaps you upside the head and you have to go through it.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, I know what they meant now.
Mine was I was going 7 days a week. In an entire year, I missed 9 days of the gym. An entire year. And then I went on vacation for 2 weeks. And I went to El Salvador, which does not have a gym I could go to lift anywhere near where I was at. And I had to take 2 weeks off the gym, and I was pissed. So mad. And then I came home, and I was stronger than I'd ever been.
Yeah.
Just from letting my body actually rest.
Recovery.
And I was
Recovery.
like, that was a huge slap in the face to me of just like, you have been wasting your own time by not doing this correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And that recovery for me has been a big deal. I won't go more than 4 days a week. And if there is a fifth day, it's usually like I'm getting ready for a comp and I'm training like some technique on something I'm just not good at, whether it be stones or bag to shoulder, something weird, right? And I won't go hard enough on that thing to ruin what I have planned for next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to throw my programming off.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, you got to look at training like a little bit further out. You need to think like, if I overshoot today, how's that going to affect my next session?
Yeah.
If I overshoot this block, I'm probably not going to be able to go up next week because I'm going to be beat to shit. And training is all about building momentum.
Right.
Like, if someone were to look at my Instagram and see my PRs and stuff, like, it's always small jumps. Even if I could have done more. Like, I probably had like 10 more kilos when I hit my squat PR. But I just chipped it 2.5. Like, I'm just going to say that. Yeah. That's another big thing I tell people. I learned this from Joey Franzo.
Okay.
From Joey Flicks. He's like one of the best powerlifting coaches.
Yeah.
He always says like, stay in the pocket, which basically means just leave just a little bit in the tank. Yeah. You know, like you're gonna be able to get more work done in the long term.
Yeah. If
you just pace things out a bit more. Like, this isn't just hypertrophy training where like you want to go to failure all the time.
Right.
Like, you need to be a little bit smarter than that.
Well, it's hard too because I mean that was one of the main reasons I didn't enjoy CrossFit. I did that too. I've been there, but I was like, my body can't do this, like, sustainably forever. I can't do it. Like, there's no way. Like, I wouldn't be able to do this. I was going like five times a week. there was no recovery from that.
Yeah, there's
like,
so much volume.
Volume, running, like these are complex movements, and I also felt like this person's not teaching me how to do this extremely complex movement because there's 14 of us, right? It's hard to do that. I taught a powerlifting class at that MMA gym. That's when I was coaching there, and I was teaching like 15 people at a time how to powerlift, doing the 5-3-1 program. Super simple, but it was not fun.
It's kind of funny, like, I'm not a huge fan of CrossFit, especially because I don't think you should be doing weightlifting movements that are very explosive and technical under a lot of fatigue.
Yeah.
Like, you throw them in a Metcon, you get tired, I guarantee your form's going to break down.
Right.
But before I came to Hardcore Barbell, I actually was a CrossFit coach at the other gym.
Yeah.
So, like, even though I was running them through these workouts in my head, I was like, yeah, this is kind of a shitty way to train.
Yeah.
But they're paying me to have you do this, so have fun.
Yeah. I mean, it works for people. And, you know, the fact that these people are in there, I found the only people it works for sustainably for long term is the people who do what we were just talking about and know how to listen to their bodies. They know that I am too tired to be doing this lift correctly with that much weight. So I know you want me to do 50%, coach. I'm going to drop it down to 30 so I can do this right so that we can have a good sesh, right? Those are the only CrossFit people I've ever seen be able to do it for longer than like a year.
Yeah, I think that might be the number one skill you can learn as a lifter.
Yeah.
Is to like really pay attention to the signals your body's giving you and then to adjust the training accordingly.
Yeah.
But the reason why that's so difficult for people to do is because when they have an expectation of, oh, I'm going to be a certain strength going into this workout, and then their body's not able to meet that expectation, it makes them emotional and upset. Yeah. They get real pissed about it, and maybe they get stubborn and try to load up heavy anyways. Like, you really got to, like, try to calm yourself and think, what is the smartest thing I can do in this situation right now to move myself forward? And oftentimes it's not loading up heavy.
Yeah.
Like, if your shoulder's screaming at you, or you only got 4 hours of sleep, you're super stressed out, your warm-ups are moving like shit, it's not the day, man.
Yeah.
You gotta dial it back.
You really should. And it's really hard to do. I mean, I've had people during Max Week too. Man, I can think of a guy especially when I was teaching those classes. Every Max Week he'd come in, do his percentages, and then want to do more if he actually hit his numbers. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, just stop. I'm having you do these percentages for now so that tomorrow, right, you can, like, it was squat day today. Now you're overdoing it. Now you fuck the whole rest of your week. You're going to hit no other PRs.
Yeah, killing your momentum.
Right. So it just wouldn't listen and just kept going. It was one of those people, you ever try and teach one of the I know people? Where, like, you tell them something, they're like, oh, I know. And I'm like, I'm just going to stop
lucky
trying.
Because most of the people I've coached have just, like, trusted me and listened to what I've said. For the most part.
Right.
Like, I can't really think of anyone that was, like, stubborn and just didn't do it.
Yeah, well, you teach 15 people at once, it definitely gets to that point.
Yeah.
You know, where there's a few people who, some people are just fucking off and they're there for social hours. Some people are there really trying and really getting further. I had a sister duo that was there, and one of the sisters was like in the CrossFit games. She got super lean and super good, and then she had gained a bunch of weight afterwards, and so she's back in powerlifting trying to get better. Well, she just kept talking shit to her little sister constantly. And her little sister was the most consistent, not just for showing up, but for, like, going up in weight. Like, just, she did what she was told. She did it right. She kept listening. She kept learning. And she ended up stalling out because her older sister was just talking shit. And so it got to the point where I was like, okay, you're going to lift here. You're lifting over there. She doesn't need your spot. I'll spot her. You know, like, just get the fuck out of here because, like, you're ruining her momentum. It sucked, but some people suck. But, yeah, I don't know, man. Life's intense. But, so what do you do other than coaching?
Well, I hadn't been doing anything the last couple of years, but right now, I'm trying to get a job at Old Dominion.
Okay.
It's like a freight company.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to get in there. Just like dock worker, drive a forklift, that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, my dad works there. And my stepbrother did work there, but he just moved to Idaho.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Get some extra money and stuff. And it's a pretty easy job. Like I said, I'm just on a forklift, so it shouldn't tax me too much.
Yeah.
I can still continue to do the powerlifting training and stuff.
So that's a good point I like bringing up when I ever think about it, which with people who know what they're doing. I sell real estate during the day, right?
Yeah.
So it's extremely non-taxing. What is your opinion? And this is, I'm assuming, just an opinion, right? So like, what is your opinion on someone who does like fucking construction all day, every day, hard-ass labor work, and then trying to be a power lifter?
I think what we were just talking about, is like paying attention to the amount of fatigue you're carrying and how beat up you are, that becomes even more important because you're going to have to auto-regulate even more. When your variables are like the same all the time, your training is predictable.
Yeah.
Like much more predictable. So yeah, you got to learn the skill of auto-regulation at some point.
Well, say you can auto-regulate. Do you think it's easier, like just any person, if they were to work a hard labor job and work out, do you think that adds up to them getting stronger faster, or a job that's easier on your body, being able to push it harder in the gym?
No, 100%. If you wanted to make as much progress as possible, you would train, and then you go home and you'd eat and you lay down, and you'd wait to do it again. Maybe you go for like a walk or something just so you're not stiff as a board.
Yeah.
But like the best athletes in the world don't do anything but their sport. But obviously, like, most people can't do that.
Yeah.
But I think you could still make some progress.
It would just take longer?
It'd probably just take a little bit longer, and you'd have to be smart about it. Like, you could not be stubborn when your body's telling you, hey man, I'm tired, I need recovery.
Well, I think that's a really hard thing for people, like in strongman especially. Most of these dudes are blue collar. You know what I mean? Like, they're busting their ass all day, every fucking day, and then they're coming into the gym, doing it again. And like, what I've noticed is I feel like what you're saying, which is like, those guys have a lot harder of a time progressing weight-wise than just somebody who maybe does sit at a desk or does phone calls or whatever, right? Like you're just going to be able to control more of your environment that way, like especially physically.
Yeah. I mean, I notice even a difference in my lifting if I take extra steps.
Really?
Like if I keep my steps under like 10,000 a day, like my squats and my deadlifts are way stronger than if I'm walking more.
Okay.
Yeah. Before meet, the few days leading up to it, I'll try to keep my step count as low as possible.
Really?
I'll keep it to like 4,000 or 5,000 steps if I can.
You know what's funny? People get weirded out, but before a competition, I will have my clients and me, I take a full week off of the gym before I compete.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like that. Or I'll have somebody go in and like, you're not going over 30% and you're doing these movements to keep your body moving. Like, don't push it at all, ever. Like, if you're even fatiguing, put it down, right? So, and then you're taking at least minimum 3-4 days off before this show. And a lot of people are just like, I don't know how you can do that kind of shit. Like, I don't think that's productive. But it's been my way forever, is like, I will take the entire week off before a competition. I will not even touch the gym.
Yeah. No, my approach is kind of similar. I'll still, like, lift, like, light, but, like, the volume's so low.
Yeah.
Like, 1 to 3 reps for me, like, a couple sets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, you can't get stronger the last week before a competition.
You're not gonna get
but you
stronger.
can do stuff to fuck it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, I always tell myself that. It's like, just chill, dude. There's nothing you can do now.
Yeah.
Like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You should have already done all the work, like, the previous blocks.
Right.
The last couple weeks, you should just be bringing your fatigue down as low as possible.
You should be completely as recovered as possible for this show.
Yeah.
Or for this comp, or whatever you guys call them. But so how did you feel learning all these fucking calls and stuff for powerlifting? Because I've coached quite a bit, and getting the calls right for my clients has been such a bitch.
The calls as in...
Like up, down,
oh, the
back,
commands.
in,
Yeah.
commands. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a hard road as a coach, like because I don't compete in it, right? I'm not as well versed in the commands, so I know what they are and when they happen. Now, I feel like I have to take a week of training these people of when their calls are to be made. Because I've had people hit, one of the guys I had hit a PR fucking squat that would have been a state record, but he put it back.
But he racked it too
He
early.
just racked it. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, dude. He was just so excited, right? And it was fucking beautiful. Like, there was no way to be any red lights at all, but he didn't even wait. He just racked it immediately.
Yeah, I see that too much. I don't have that issue. Like,
okay.
something I always do is the night before my meet, I'll watch a powerlifting competition. Just like ritual. Do you know what Sheffield is?
No.
Sheffield is like the biggest drug-tested meet in the world right now.
Oh.
They do it annually and stuff. But I'll watch all that. One, to kind of like hype myself up, like, okay, I'm about to be doing this. But also to like listen to commands and see competition standard. I feel like it helps.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a very good idea.
Just
I'll have them do that.
Every set, or every time they go out and lift, I hear the commands.
Yeah.
So it like gets ingrained in me the night before. But yeah, I haven't, my entire powerlifting career so far, I think I've only missed command maybe a couple times. Like on bench, I might have like re-racked it a little too early.
Yeah, that one's hard. I like deadlift. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's just an up and a down, you know? Like, that
I
rack,
think
man.
technically the deadlift is the easiest one for me.
Yeah.
I feel like it probably is for most people, but...
So what are your lifts right now? Like, okay, what are your lifts now, and what are your all-time lifts? Or are you as strong as you've ever been?
I would say I am as strong as I've ever been.
Nice.
But my deadlift's been a little plateaued. So, I've done 247.5 on squat, but that's the one I've been like leaving the most in the tank. I haven't missed a squat in like 3 years.
And we're talking kilos.
Kilos,
Yeah.
so it's like 545 pounds.
Yeah.
But honestly, I probably have like 15 more kilos on that. I probably hit like 260 something.
Yeah.
And then bench, I've done 147.5 a couple times.
Yeah.
And that was like pretty hard. Like 150, it's like right there, but that's about my limit at the moment.
Yeah.
And then I've deadlifted 310 kilos.
Damn.
683 pounds.
Yeah.
And that lift's been a little stuck though.
Yeah.
At the last meet, I missed 307.5, which pissed me off because I've hit that weight like a few times before.
Damn.
But I don't know if I was just fatigued or... Well, I did strain my back actually.
Yeah.
Not in the competition, but a couple weeks prior. I did 285 kilos for a double PR, but I tweaked my back a little bit. But I was like 2 weeks out, so I was like, yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like, but then when I was warming up, I felt it a little bit. And I think it got in my head slightly. I think I was fine, but I was like more tentative to like give it everything.
Do you do GHRs?
I don't.
That'll
Yeah.
get you past that plateau with deadlifts.
Yeah, I feel like I should push some accessory work more. Because up until this point, I've really just deadlifted.
That's all you're doing for deadlift?
Deadlift and maybe like a couple cable rows, couple sets.
Okay.
But also like on my programming style, I'm a big like proponent of lower frequency training.
Okay.
Like I think people do way too many sets and don't have enough like intensity.
Yeah.
I think that's a big mistake. Like the more I do this, well, we know from like sports science and stuff, like you need to have a high enough intensity to cause hypertrophy anyways, right?
Right.
It needs to be like within a few reps from failure for it to do fuck all.
Right.
And I'll see so many lifters doing like 5 or 6 sets, but each set they have like 5 reps in the tank.
Right.
Like that's just fluff to me. Like it's not hard enough.
It's so hard when I'm going with a client and I'm like, okay, like I have too many of these clients to be like, oh, well, this is how much weight you should be doing for this, right? Like these are accessories. You should know what the fuck you're doing, right? Like pick it up, and if that wasn't heavy enough, go up the next time. Don't just be satisfied with that. If you're not struggling with your last 2 to 3 reps, like you're not doing anything.
Yeah, like your last rep or two, the bar should definitely like slow down a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, typically I only do 2 or 3 sets of squat and deadlift per week. Like
Wow.
it's low volume, but the sets are like high intensity. It's pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I started doing that again with Do you know who Thomas Lilly is? He's a powerlifting coach. He owns 0W.
Okay.
But he's the guy who coaches Colton Engelbrecht and what's his name? Dan Griggs. He has the deadlift world record for powerlifting.
Okay.
And that's how they train. It's like lower volume, high intensity. Yeah. And like I think that's the way to go. I really do. Like modern powerlifting, they're doing like SBD like fucking 6 days a week and shit, and I think it's just like not it. I think it's kind of like a fad that's gonna fade out.
It's gonna, because that's too much. There's no way you're building and recovering enough from that many times a week, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
and I got another pet peeve. I think SBD days are fucking stupid.
yeah.
Like I think you should prioritize a lift and be able to give that lift like 100% intensity. Yeah. And then rest and then do the other one. If you do SBD, like by the time you get to the end of the workout, your deadlift, you're drained. Like
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to give it your best effort.
So not once have I done that SBD.
Yeah.
I just won't. And it's usually, 531's been working for. I've been doing that type of programming for 12 years.
Yeah.
Just 531, and I've plateaued sure here and there, but not like.
And that's just 3 sets on each lift, right?
So it's I have a squat day, a bench day,
yeah,
a
and
deadlift
it's
day.
3 sets per lift though.
Yeah, it's 3 sets. So
Yeah.
and it's very just it goes off for your max percentages, right? So like it's deload week, 3s 5s week, which is like 60 70 80, 3s week, which is 70 80 90. And then 1s week, which is max week, which is a set of 5, a set of 3, and a single. But you got to hit them all to hit the other one. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
it's nuts.
On the topic of deload, another thing that I'm going to be doing moving forward, that I got this idea from that Thomas Lilly guy, and also Hathor Bjornson's coach,
Yeah.
Sebastian Orb, he does this too. On the deload week, they really pull back the volume because that's like a greater inducer of fatigue, but they maintain a higher intensity. So,
Really?
So what I'll be doing is I'll still be hitting like a somewhat heavy weight on my deload, but I'm only going to do 1 set.
Wow.
So just like 1 set of 5 or whatever the rep range I'm in, because I move through different rep ranges as I go through a cycle. I usually do 12 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, for deload, we're usually still doing 3 sets of 5.
Yeah.
But highest we're going is like 60%.
Yeah.
So it's really about I'm deloading their weight amount, and we're still doing 3 sets of 10 of some shit like accessory work, but it's definitely. I'm not looking for that struggle at the end. I want blood pumping into shit, like almost like a fucking bodybuilding day, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's.
Yeah, I think it's more common to deload the way that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But hearing them talk about it, I'm starting to get convinced that maybe that's a better way.
I'd like to look into it.
Yeah. Just to maintain a little more intensity. You still want to keep a few reps in reserve. Yeah. I think ideally. I'm going to be, probably my deload week will be like a RP7. Like leave at least 3 reps in the tank.
Okay.
But that still could be, 200 kilos for several reps. But boom, 1 set, done. Maybe
Nice.
in accessories I usually do like 2 sets on accessory exercises. Boom, cut it down to 1. But keep it pretty hard.
Interesting.
I forgot exactly what his words were, but saying like muscle catabolism happens kind of quickly. So by maintaining the intensity a little bit, you can like prevent that from happening during the deload week versus if you were to go like super low intensity. Because again, we know from hypertrophy science stuff that like you need a certain amount of intensity for any muscle growth to occur. He kind of thinks that anything below 70% is kind of bullshit and a waste of time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Which I'm sure a lot of people would disagree, but like the lifters he has right now are the best lifters in the world. So I'm like,
well, so yes, I agree. I think I do understand what he's saying there, but it's also that degree of what were those lifters when they came to him first, right? You have to be
that's true.
You got to be a certain caliber to be able to handle that kind of shit. Like your CNS, your bone structure, all that other shit have been prepped for years to be able to do that 70% and up load. Like, because I could definitely benefit from that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like just the heavy shit.
And yeah, that's a good point. Like most of the people he is working with are like good lifters already. Yeah. It's not like completely new people. Maybe you could make an argument that like a newer lifter shouldn't be doing that because they're like motor development, their technique's not there yet.
Yeah.
So maybe it'd be a waste of time to do that. But I think someone who's already bigger and stronger, like you or someone, who knows, maybe it could work.
I feel like maybe at least a year, if not like 2 years in, where you've been consistently lifting, then we can definitely talk about something like that. Because I feel like injury, especially strains and pulls and all that other bullshit, it's like 80%-ish.
Yeah.
Right? Like you start getting that 80% range, that's when you're probably or could pull something. And that could be something, again, you're a little fatigued here, you're overcompensating over there. But it's definitely, you got to be consistent already, and you gotta have what we talked about this whole time, which is that fucking ability to be able to understand your body. Because if you're in the 70 range and up the entire time, and you push it too hard on something, you're gonna pop something hard.
Yeah. Well, maybe don't do it if like you have a strain or something.
Right.
Then of course, like be smart. But maybe you're on your deload week and you're feeling pretty good. Maybe you do just take one heavy top set.
Yeah.
And then go.
And
also, I'd like to put on the record, I am not an expert on this. Yeah. I'm still learning and figuring this out.
Right.
Everything I'm doing is an experiment on myself. So, you guys need to figure shit out for yourself. Listen to your coaches. Don't listen to me. I'm just a guy talking.
Right. Well, there's so many, like you're saying, just guys talking.
Yeah.
Or chicks talking or whatever. And the thing is, it's like, you can say this works every time, all the time too, but everybody's body's different. Everybody works differently. Like there are some things that are just irrefutable facts to where, like, if you are consistent in the gym and you have a good caloric intake, you will be healthier and stronger.
Yeah, there's some rules that are universal and they apply to everything. Like progressive overload has to be there.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Like something like that, no one can argue. But like,
your feet need to be straight forward and under your shoulders. Like somebody's saying that like every squatter has to be like, well, that's not fair. Like, what about femur length? What about all that other shit? Like, I can watch somebody squat and be like, oh, no. Like this isn't going to work. You need your hips back further. You need your toes pointed out a little.
And, like, mobility restrictions, too. Not everyone's as like, if anyone see me squat, like, I squat high bar and pretty deep. But not everyone has the mobility to be able to do that. They might have to, like, widen their feet out a little more. Be a little more, like, hip dominant. They can't drive their knees over their toes as much.
Well, and it's also, what do you do? Like on the daily basis, that's gonna affect how you lift.
For sure.
Like if you're just some dude throwing stuff through on a conveyor belt, like your right arm's probably stronger than your left, right? Just because of the way you throw something or whatever, your wrenching arm, right? That one's gonna have more grip than the other one. But yeah, it's intense, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah. No, it's fun trying to figure all this stuff out.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm definitely refining my approach a little bit. I still have a lot of room for improvement, but it's a hell of a lot better than when I started because I haven't had any like formal coach this whole time. Everything I've learned has just been like listening to podcasts of like good lifters and coaches and stuff and whatever information online I could find.
Yeah.
I've just been trying to piece it together on my own, experimenting. I'll try something and be like, I think that's bullshit. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
Try sometimes, like lowering my frequency. At first, I was really skeptical.
Yeah.
I was like, squatting once a week? Is that enough? Fuck it, I'll try it. And then boom, my squat just fucking exploded by like over 100 pounds. I was like, oh, well, I'm glad I tried that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I squat once a week and I'm in the 700s.
Yeah.
Like my deadlift's almost 8. Like I do all these things once a week. And I'm hitting like on a squat day, I really hit top and bottom. It's kind of the way I work my body, and it's worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I think the main lesson here is like be open to learn and don't think you know it all, and
Absolutely.
Try shit. Yeah. Don't be afraid to experiment a little bit.
All right, so well, thank you, bud. I appreciate you coming. We're at about like an hour, anyways.
Yeah, perfect.
But so this is Tyler Toby Townsend
and Tyler Pitt.
Thanks for coming, bud.
Yep, it's fun.